Okay, so I'm just coming up with a riff here. I was messing around on my guitar and I came up with what I just played. Usually when I do a song, I do like an A, B, and a C section, which then goes 3 times. Like I just repeat that 3 times, and then usually like the third A, I'll like put a solo on that, stuff like that. It's really easy. I write a lot of songs, so I just have a template that I just kind of open up, and it just has like a bunch of guitar tracks, a bass track, and a drum track. The guitar tracks I'm using Bias Amp 2. I just kind of use the amp sims on there. Instead of miking up an amp, I just kind of like load this up. It's much quicker and easier. So I do that with my bass guitar also, like I said. And then I have a drum set behind me, which is a homemade electronic drum set. I got mesh heads on there. I duct tape some cheap Pintech triggers on them. I run it into a Yamaha DTX module and then into my computer so I can just trigger some samples. I usually use just like some crappy samples to start off with, just so I can like monitor it, and then later I'll put Superior Drummer 3 on the thing and get a little better sounding drum samples. So, you know, when you first hear me recording it, it's going to be a little iffy. But yeah, I'm going to run through and I record all of the instruments. I've done a bunch of these videos before, so you can check those all out too. I just create the song. I have no idea what I'm actually doing other than I just came up with a riff right here. Pretty much the whole thing's improvised, but I just put together, make a song. I do one of these like every day. That's it. So let's just get started. I just kind of tapped this out and figured out the beats per minute is like 137. You're going to hear a drum loop playing. It's kind of a crappy, cheesy, generic drum loop. I just kind of use that as a metronome instead of just a regular metronome because like the constant beeping is annoying, but the drums are just easier to play too. All right, let's do it. All right, so that's the first one. Normally when I record guitars, I do a left and a right. If you have headphones on, you can already figure out that that was the left side. Hopefully you do, because in a cell phone, this probably sounds like garbage. So put headphones on or just listen through good like computer speakers or something. Yeah, so when I'm doing this, I have to remember. So I did the verse, did like 8 phrases the first time, then half chorus section, and then I did like 4 phrases the second verse, and then full chorus section. Then I did 8 phrases again where I'm going to do a guitar solo, and then full chorus section. So like I have to remember that. I kind of like just was like, that's where it felt good when I was like playing it. So I was like, okay, that's what I'll do. So now I have to remember that though. Okay, that's the right side. Now I like to do like little, it depends on the song. So sometimes I'll do just exactly what I did and do a third and a fourth guitar over the chorus. And sometimes I'll do a harmony part. I think I'm hearing a harmony part or something like that over this chorus. Especially if it's like a really simple thing like I was just doing, the harmonies help it. So I was like doing E minor, got like a C9 there, back to E minor. And then, what was I doing? I had a D there. With a 6 in it. So I'll probably just do like a third above it, and I'll do kind of like octaves. That's usually the thing I typically go for. So E minor, I'll probably do like a G. And then I'll do the E over the C, and then so on. Okay, let's just get to it. going to do a lead part over that. I wonder what the first would sound like for that. Just a little modified. Perfect. Now I just got to do it again on the right side. Cool. So that's that. Now let's do a guitar solo. That'll work. Now to grab my bass guitar. Gotta take this coat off and get kind of warm. Take the bass off first. Okay, let me move my camera, face it on the drums. Last time I did this, I tried to get both my kick pedals in because I play a double kick. I don't do anything like super crazy, but I do that. Last time I focused it perfectly, so I got everything in view, and then the camera went. So I'm gonna try and make sure it doesn't do that. All right, here I am at the drums. I'm just gonna play something and see what happens. Okay, mic's back on. Yeah. Okay, so that's the drum part. So, yay. Now, I'm gonna do vocals. I'm gonna move the camera, and I'm going to decide on the spot whether I want to do them tonight or tomorrow. So I'll just have to see. Yeah. Okay, so it's the next day. I decided to do vocals later because I wanted to go inside and not do stuff. So, last night I was sleeping. I had a dream, and I was playing this melody on the guitar or something in the dream. It's really weird. Then I had to pee, so I woke up, and I grabbed my phone and I played it on my little piano app so I would remember it. And then I came out and I put it on the song that I was recording, and it seems to work, so neat. I put it on this instrument that Logic has on it. It's just called Alchemy. I just punched it in with the MIDI notes. Then I wrote some lyrics just because, and then I turned on the camera. Basically, what I think I'm gonna do is just use this as the actual melody, but because I'm terrible at remembering a melody as I'm singing it, when I first come up with it, I'm just gonna let it go through the song really, really loud, and then after I do the vocals, then I'm gonna turn it back down so you can barely hear it. But for right now, it's just a memory tool for me to not totally blank. So that's the verse, and then the chorus would be this. So yeah, I just punched the melody in, and then I wrote some lyrics down. I usually don't say what my lyrics are about because they're really about stupid things. So I just kind of leave it up to the interpretation of the listener, but I might as well tell you this one because it's just one of the examples of my stupid subject matter for my lyrics. I was looking over in the corner, I saw my inflatable alien. This guy. So my wife and my sister-in-law were kind of doing a cross-country trip, and they were driving, and they stopped in Roswell, and they went into a gift shop and got this and brought it back for me. So he's been sitting in the studio ever since, and he's been in the background of some videos, and some people I'm sure are why is that there? But that's why. And he's caught in some wires. Oh, is he gonna stand? He fell over. He actually stands up too. So yeah, the basic idea is I'm gonna leave this up really loud, and I'm gonna sing to it, and then after I get that done, then I'm gonna turn it back down. But until then, it'll be up, and I'm just gonna have to concentrate because there's kind of a lot of lyrics to this. So I'm gonna practice once or twice. Shot, just practicing. And I'm probably going to separate and just do a verse, then I'll do a chorus, and separate them to make it a little easier, because there's no way I'm going to one-shot this because I will forget. I'll make it to the chorus and then blank, and then I'll make it past the chorus, blank on the second verse, and it'll just be a super ridiculously annoying long process, so I'm going to split it up. So I'm going to run in. I got to get a drink because my throat is dry, and that's not helping, and I kind of have to pee a little bit. So I'll be right back. Just stop the camera. Dang it. Okay, I'm back. Just ran and got some water, took a bathroom break. Now I'm back. Much better. Bladder empty. Refilling.
When it's all said and done, I can't remember you, but I still feel you there after all we went through. Are we all alone out here standing on a building spit? Was it all in my head? Did I imagine it? Are we all alone out here standing on a building spit? Staring at fate again, staring at the golden sky. It starts to pick up with something just caught my eye. Are we all alone out here standing on a building spit? Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Won't let go. Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so cold. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Won't let go. Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so cold. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Won't let go. Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so cold. Never wanted to believe you could be out here.
Okay, so I like to triple the choruses, so one goes up the center and then the other two go right and left, and they get turned down a bit. Sometimes if I do one that's like slightly better than the first one I tried, I'll like swap places with it. You know, but in any case, let's just do it.
Are we all alone out here standing on the won't let it go? Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so close. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. When it's so sad. Are we all alone out here standing on the won't let it go? Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so close. Never wanted to believe you could be out here.
There's a little bit of like phasiness and stuff because they're at the same volume level and all pan center right now. When I separate them and turn the two side ones down, that won't be the case, and it actually like makes it sound bigger.
Are we all alone out here standing on the won't let it go? Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Seen unfolds. Look so cold. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Won't let go. Are we all alone out here standing on the won't let it go? Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Let go. Feel control. Never wanted to believe you could be out here. Won't let go. Feel control.
Got everything done. I don't think I'm going to do a harmony, but I think what I might do is take that like synth part. I'm going to turn that way down. It's not going to be nearly as annoying as it was. And I might like change the tone of it or something just to kind of like hide it better. And it'll just kind of like help the vocals. Maybe I'll put a harmony on that instead of doing it on the vocals and just turn the harmony up slightly. That actually might sound cool. I might not do it. It depends. I just have to experiment with it. Then at the end of the video, like always, I'm going to probably have multiple screens. So you'll see like guitar, 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 vocals, vocals, bass, drums, etc. And I'll be playing at the same time over the final mix. I don't always fit all of the instruments because like the squares would be so tiny you couldn't see what I was doing, but I just fit as much as I can to get like, you know, the relevant stuff. Okay, so yeah, I have a lot more videos like this. If you like this one, check the other ones out. And I get better as I go. Not necessarily at recording and singing and stuff, but just making the videos in general. My early ones were really bad because I was just using a cell phone and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to get the sound onto the actual video, so I was doing all kinds of weird stuff. So getting better at it, and I hope you enjoy these. I'm just gonna keep making them. It's kind of like just for the sake of showing people that writing a song and recording it doesn't have to be like rocket science. You can just kind of come in and do it. Maybe one time I'll show like a little bit more in depth with the mixing, but I don't really do much. I like barely use anything to mix. I just kind of have the levels right and I know how to gain stage everything so it sounds good. And I, aside from like pushing something up like a little bit with a fader up or down, I'm pretty much not going to do a thing. So just, yeah, the vocals though, they're going to get run through a compressor. So, you know, they're squashed to the same level. I put an EQ on, but just cuts lows and highs. So it gets rid of the white noise and stuff, like the rumbling of my heater. I pan them left and right for the dubs. But other than that, just the compressor and then the EQ, and that's pretty much it. The guitars, they're all just running into a bus, just has an EQ cutting the lows and highs off. The bass guitar, I have a compressor on it just to squash it, you know, for when I'm finger picking, I hit it really hard. All right, I'll shut up, turn the camera off, and the next thing you guys are gonna see is me playing on a bunch of little screens. So, cool.